Bradford City continue their 2025-26 League One campaign with a home clash against Luton Town. And in today's video, you're going to find out how both teams have got on so far this season, what my starting 11 would be for this game. If you do go on to enjoy, don't forget to like, comment and subscribe. But my team Bradford City, we currently sit 7th in the League One table. After 2 matches, we've got 1 win, 1 draw and 0 defeat, scoring 2 goals and conceding 1, which leaves us on a positive 1 goal difference and 4 points. Our last 5 matches have been a draw and a win. In terms of them last couple of matches then, on Tuesday we had a 2-1 win away at Blackburn Rovers. Now I got into the ground about 7 or 8 minutes into the game, so I missed both of our goals, but a brilliant strike from Ibu Toure and some great pressing for the second goal as well. Blackburn did pull a goal back just before half time, a similar trait to us last season where we were conceding silly goals just before half time. But second half, Blackburn had chances, Bradford had chances, but on the whole it was a really good and impressive performance from us. In terms of just before that then, we had a 0-0 draw away at Northampton. Really frustrating match in all honesty. As you can see by the stats, we were comfortably the better side. We had some really good chances in the game. Curtis Tilt hit the post, Max Power had one, cleared off the line as well, amongst some other half chances, bits and pieces, but disappointing to come away from this game with just a single point. But it's kind of a similar tale to last season where away from home we just lack that clinical nature. And we also had a 2-1 win at home to Wycombe Wanderers. Great way to start the season, brilliant first 15 minutes or so. They grew into the game, especially in the second half, scored a goal which I think Sam Walker will be a little bit disappointed with that he didn't save despite being excellent on Tuesday. They obviously piled on the pressure after that, but we managed to see the game out, got the job done, and on the whole we have had a really good start to the campaign. I couldn't have really asked for much more, to be honest. Compared though to Luton Town, they couldn't sit 4th in the League One table. After 2 matches, they've got 2 wins, 0 draws and 0 defeats, scoring 3 goals and conceding none. Only them and Huddersfield are yet to concede a goal in the opening 2 matches. It leaves them on a positive 3 goal difference and 6 points. Their last 5 matches then have obviously been a win and a win. In terms of those last couple of matches then, on Tuesday they had a 1-0 defeat away at Coventry City in the Carabao Cup first round. Looking at the stats, there was obviously 25 shots in the game, but just 4 on target between the 2 sides. Luton only had 1 shot on target in the entire game. Coventry obviously had more possession, more passes, all that sort of stuff, but it was quite an even game. They obviously just had that little bit of clinical quality in the final third where Ellis Sims did score. And looking at the Luton starting 11 for this game, I would hazard a guess this is pretty much an entirely changed 11. Let me know down below, Luton fans, if I'm wrong, but looking at the bench, this seems like more of their main starting 11 that they're probably going to play on Saturday. In terms of us, we made, I think, 5 or 6 changes on Tuesday, so it was a bit of half and half. In terms of their match before that then, they had a 2-0 win away at Peterborough, obviously 2 basic errors really from Peterborough to allow both of these goals. The first one is just a very simple corner, a Kagbu, which doesn't really challenge Anderson, but it is a very good header. And the second one is some great pressing by NAHKI Wells, who makes his first return to Valley Parade since leaving for Huddersfield Town over a decade ago now. And obviously, looking at the stats from this game, Luton were the better side in pretty much every metric. And then just before that one, they had a 1-0 win at home to AFC Wimbledon. I didn't, thankfully, get to watch this game. It wasn't the most entertaining of matches. Obviously, the only goal came in the 85th minute through an own goal, but a brilliant ball from NAHKI Wells to force that error. Luton dominated possession but didn't really create much with it. Bradford City under Graham Alexander thrive against teams who dominate the ball. Don't be surprised if we nick a result in this one. Before we do any further though with today's video, please make sure to drop a like on there for me and subscribe to the channel as well if you are new. Can we try and hit 100 likes on today's video? And don't forget to get your thoughts down in the comment section down below. What would your starting 11 be for this match, and what is your score prediction as well? Would you make any changes from Tuesday's game? Moving on then to my starting 11. Now, picking a team for this game was incredibly hard. Picking a bench for this game was incredibly hard as well. There is some serious talent which I've struggled to even name on the bench. There is some really good players missing out of the squad entirely because we've not got that many injuries at this moment in time, and there's a lot of players playing very well. I think pretty much every player who got his opportunity on Tuesday took it and played well, so it's really hard to pick a team for this one. But competition for places is very good. There are very few players in this squad which you think, yes, you are 100% going to start in this game against Luton. In goal for me then, I would go with Sam Walker. For me personally, his best performance in a Bradford City shirt on Tuesday. There was a couple of good saves in there, but there was also some outstanding saves in there, and I was really impressed with Sam Walker. Obviously, I criticised him for the Wickham goal that they scored a couple of weeks ago. I felt like he should have done better with that one, but I can give him nothing but credit for his performance on Tuesday. Without him, we don't win that game. It's as simple as that. He made 3 or 4 really, really good saves. His distribution was good. I thought his yellow card was incredibly harsh considering Kieran Kelly was actually injured and had to be subbed off because of that. But on the whole, Sam Walker was brilliant, so no complaints for me whatsoever, and he definitely should start this one. In terms of my back three then, at right centre-back, I would start Aidan Baldwin. I was really impressed with him on Tuesday. Obviously, his first appearance in a Bradford City shirt since his red card away at Doncaster, and I would say the majority of fans have forgiven him for that because in the end we got over the line, we did manage to get promotion, but there was always going to still be a few which he has to win over again, and I think performances like Tuesday are certainly going to go a long way to doing that. I thought he was really good. Based on the couple of games that I've seen from Pennington and that game from Baldwin, I think Baldwin should start this game against Luton Town. But again, if Pennington does start, I'm not against it because he's been pretty solid on the whole as well. In the middle, I would go with Joe Wright. Here's hoping to him being available for selection because he has been outstanding in all 3 of our games so far. He's so aerially dominant, and I know that Luton don't necessarily have a big physical striker. Obviously, you've got the NAHKI Wells of the world. Jerry Yates is not the most physical, so we might not potentially need him for that, but I just think in terms of just a defender on the whole, yeah, he lacks a little bit of pace, but he's so solid and resolute, and for me personally, if he's available, he should hopefully start this game. And at left centre-back, completing my back 3, I would go with Curtis Till. I felt like Kieran Kelly took his opportunity quite well on Tuesday, got around 80 minutes or so into his legs, having not played since before we went away to Austria, but for me, I think with him coming off with cramp, you can't necessarily rely on Kieran Kelly for the full 90. Curtis Till has been very good in the games that he has played so far. Came on and played in the middle of the back 3 on Tuesday when obviously Joe Wright went off with that eye injury, but it was just a bit of swelling which was affecting his vision, so hopefully that's gone down by Saturday. Till though for me, very solid, and I like to see him start this game. In terms of my midfield 4 then, at right wing back, I would go with Josh Nerfield. Now, for me personally, I think Nerfield was brilliant against Wickham, very, very good in that game. Against Northampton, I thought he was pretty average, and then against Blackburn, very mixed. Had some good moments going forward, but then defensively I thought was looking a little bit sluggish and just looking a little bit tired at times. And obviously we've not seen Brad Halliday feature so far. Nerfield has played every minute of the competitive campaign, but I think maybe you'd like to hope that we're winning this game by 3-0 and you can take Nerfield off and rest him, but I do think at some point he is going to need a bit of a rest. Will Halliday maybe play against Stockport, or will he play against Stoke potentially? But I don't think we can just be expecting Nerfield with the output that he puts in, with the powerful and pacey sort of game that he plays. I don't think we can be expecting him to play Saturday, Tuesday, 90 minutes with the high intensity, high press. So it is just something to consider. I would still start him in this game, but I do think it is something that we do need to be mindful of. I would say we don't want to see him picking up muscle injuries. Into my 2 holding midfielders then, at first I would go with the captain at Max Power. I think he's played every minute so far in the competitive fixtures as well for Bradford City, and I thought again on Tuesday was really good. He's shown that whoever his partner is in there, he can still play consistently very well. Obviously I had Tommy Lee for the games against Wickham and Northampton. Obviously I had Jensen Metcalf on Tuesday, and there's a lot of competition for places in these 2 positions, but Power for me, I think when he's available, definitely will play. And his partner is the biggest question. Tommy Lee's obviously had a very impressive start to the campaign. Metcalf was brilliant on Tuesday. Patterson was outstanding last campaign as well. For me though, I would go with Tommy Lee. I think he's earned the opportunity to continue in the side. I think he's going to bring a physicality to our midfield as well, which is going to be very important because, you know, Luton have got players like George Saville in the midfield. You're going to need somebody like a Tommy Lee to battle, but Metcalf was outstanding and Alex Patterson was brilliant last campaign. But there's only 2 spots for 4 very talented, very good footballers, so as of right now they're always going to have to kind of wait for their opportunity. I'm sure more will come. We'll probably make some changes on Tuesday for Stockport. We've then obviously got Peterborough away, then we've got Stoke away in the Cup, then we've got Wimbledon at home. There's lots of football coming up, so all the squad is going to be needed, but for this game though, I would give Tommy Lee another opportunity. And at left wing back, completing at my midfield 4, I would stick with Ibu to Tory. I thought he was absolutely outstanding on Tuesday, probably his best performance in a Bradford City shirt. I know there's not been many so far. I think in the first couple of matches he's just been solid, but on Tuesday he was unbelievable. Obviously great goal, but defensively so strong down that left hand side when he wasn't really getting much support in the second half, because I think we changed formation slightly and went to an attacking midfielder and 2 strikers. So for the large part, he was defending on his own, but so energetic, absolutely outstanding. And Stockport fans were criticising him going forward, but from what I've seen so far, he looks really good going forward, very strong defensively, and definitely keeps his place in the side for me. Finally then, into my front three for this game. On the right hand side, I would start with Anthony Sarsfield. Now I thought George Lapslie played pretty well on the whole on Tuesday night, but he played well. He didn't play amazing. That forces him to come into the side. And Sarsfield, obviously, I wouldn't say he's had an amazing start to the campaign so far. I think there's just been a lot of nearly moments for Sarsfield. It's not quite come off for him. Obviously, he scored on the opening day against Wycombe, but his overall performance in his appearances, I don't think he has been to the level that we know that he can reach. So hopefully he brings it in this game, because we know when Sarsfield is best, he is absolutely outstanding. And on the other side, maybe a bit of a surprise inclusion, I'm going to go with Tyreek Wright. I thought he was really, really good on Tuesday. Not just going forward, not just the part that he plays in our second goal, great pressing from him, but defensively his work rate was really, really good. The amount of times where he was tracking back, sprinting back and winning the ball back, he looks like a man reborn. And I've always felt Tyreek Wright's best position is on the left of a front three or the left of a 4-2-3-1, depending on who your manager is, but going forward is where Tyreek Wright is a threat. And I thought on Tuesday he massively took his opportunity, ran himself into the ground, and I would start him in this game. I thought Poynton was pretty poor against Northampton, if I'm being completely honest, despite being very good on the opening day against Wycombe. But this is why you have a squad, because you've got a lot of talented players. As a wing back, I don't rate Tyreek Wright. As a forward in a front three, I think there could be a very good player in there. And we saw even last season at home to Colchester, for example, he was brilliant in that game. So for me, he starts on the left of the front three. I have always seen it as if a player plays well, they deserve that opportunity, regardless of what they've done in the previous 50 games. He played well on Tuesday, and for me, he deserves to start. As my striker then, leading the line, I would go with Will Swan. He was outstanding on Tuesday. That is the Will Swan that I know, and that's the reason why I've been ranting and raving about this man for a number of years, and I was so delighted when Bradford City signed him. He ran himself into the ground, deserved the goal that he got, although it was a pretty simple finish. He's now got 3 in Bradford City colours, including obviously friendly matches, but his first competitive goal for the club, took it really well, but just never stopped running, harassing the Blackburn defenders, forcing mistakes. Even in the 92nd minute, he's still pressing, still hunting down. I was amazed by Will Swan. He was brilliant on Tuesday night and definitely deserves to lead the line for Bradford City. On the bench then for me, that would leave Joe Hilton, Brad Halliday, Matt Pennington, Jensen Metcalf, George Lapslie, Bobby Poynton and Stephen Humphries. Obviously, Alexander came out in his pre-match for this game talking about Stephen Humphries, that he sees him as a striker. He's only going to play him as a striker. If Humphries wants to play off the left, he shouldn't have signed for Bradford City. This is a conversation that Alexander and Humphries have already had. So I guess it kind of puts to bed the debate between fans, where is Humphries' best position. A lot of Barnsley fans are very angry that we're not going to play Humphries off the left, but I thought at home to Wycombe he was really good as a striker. Last 2 games though, away at Northampton, I thought he was poor and a little bit lazy. Away at Blackburn, I thought the laziness wasn't there. I thought he worked hard, but quality on the ball just wasn't there whatsoever. So that's why for me, I would put him on the bench. I know he's probably our biggest earner, but Will Swan took his opportunity and I think he does deserve to lead the line. The players currently unavailable, I do believe, are Neil Byrne, Lewis Richards and Andy Cook. Obviously, I brought you the Lewis Richards injury news last week, a couple of days before anybody else brought you it. So this is where you got to be a tier 3 channel member over on the main channel, but it seems like it's just a little bit of a knock, so hopefully nothing too serious. And the players who miss out then through selection will be Zach Cady, George Goodman, Kieran Kelly. If he's on the bench, I'm not against that whatsoever, but it's just who do you pick him over? Alex Patterson doesn't make the squad through selection, which is crazy to say because I'm one of Alex Patterson's biggest fans, but Tommy Lee and Jensen Metcalf, we've seen them play this season and they've been very good. Despite Patterson playing quite well in a lot of pre-season matches, it's crazy to say that a player of Patterson's quality might not make the bench Saturday. And if you want Patterson on the bench, do you play him over Metcalf, who was outstanding on Tuesday? Lapslie was good. Poynton, they're not really playing in the same position. It's so hard to say. Do you maybe take another defender off the bench? Patterson, for me though, surprisingly might not make the matchday squad. Also unavailable, or not unavailable, sorry, also missing out will be Clark Adore, Adam Wilson, Callum Kavanagh and Tyler Smith. And also we should hopefully have another player available for selection come Saturday, a certain Nick Powell maybe. But anyway, I'm going to leave it there then for today's video. If you have enjoyed, please make sure to drop a like on there for me and subscribe to the channel as well. If you are new, can we try and hit, I think we asked for 140 likes at the start of today's video. Whatever we asked for, just smash the like button. It would be massively appreciated. And don't forget to get your thoughts in down in the comment section down below. Do you agree or disagree with my starting 11? What other changes would you make, and what is your score prediction as well? If you want to find out my score prediction and all my other League One score predictions, then go over to more SHD to find that out. Thank you all for watching. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you very soon for another one.